time? No. And so the discipline is, the simplicity of this business that John and I have focused on and teach is those 25 to 30 customers and 3 calls a day, 6 days a week, to share the business and to find someone to come and look at it, letting go of the outcome. Now let me ask you a question. If you knew that was going to make you £250,000 a year within 5 years' time, who'd be doing it right now? Perfect. Maybe we're going to have a little bit of a paradigm shift right now, right? A bit like I did all those years ago. We learn how to coach others to do exactly what we've done with passion. You know, this is where, for the first time, we began to look into our business. You know, we built a nice business. We were making a couple of thousand, 3,000 a month by now. And we began to realize that our immediate passion of £2,000 a month had been met. And so therefore, what do we do now? Well, if you want to get to the top, there is a saying. And that saying is, if you help enough other people get what they want, everything will come your way. And what we did is we looked into our team, and it wasn't a huge team. We probably only had about 40 or 50 people in the team at the time. But we looked into the team and we identified the people in our group that were hungry for success and who also wanted to move forward. And within 3 months of identifying some of those leaders, we went from manager to senior manager. And we created an incredible team spirit and a team passion and a team belief. And you heard that mentioned already today. Create team identity, team passion, and team belief. And it all starts with you. And it was at this stage that we began to realize that once we'd achieved that we really, really did have to reach out and help other people. And what we learned at this stage in our lives was you need to have a goal. And you need to have a clarity around this goal. You know, without a goal, it's almost impossible to start the journey. It's almost impossible to start a journey if you don't know where you're going to. And I would suggest that most people in life, not just in Forever Living, have what I call a give it a go goal. And if we're being honest with ourselves, we've all had that attitude, that mental thought, I'll give it a go. How many people in this room have had a goal of I'll give it a go? Yeah? This is short term, and I'll give it a go goal has no passion to underpin it. So the best advice I can give you right now is to ask all of you to ask yourselves a question. And that is the question of, what do you want to do? What do you want to have? What do you want to become? What do you want to achieve? These are good questions to start asking yourself in order to identify what you are prepared to work for, not have a go for. And the kind of goal that I'm looking for you to identify is the kind of goal that gets your heart racing, that stirs your emotions, that makes your eyes cloudy with tears because you want this so much. Not the kind of goal that's going to move you in this room today, because we can all be moved today, because today's very uplifting, very inspirational. But I want to know what's going to move you when you're sitting at home on your own, on a grey day, it's raining outside, there's no Forever Living success day to inspire you, it's just you and your goal. And when you can identify a goal in that situation and connect with it, that's when we know that you will achieve. Because that is a goal that will become your passion. Whether it's immediate or more long-term, once you connect, you will begin to find out what you need to do in order to achieve it. Once you know what your goal is, you need to clarify it in your mind. I'm a pictures person. I'm not very good with just the written word. I like to see pictures, images. Images stimulate me. Things that I can look at and connect with that are emotional to me stimulate me big time. And the way that I kept clear on my goals in the early days was I developed a dream book. And this dream book was so important to me Because in this dream book were the things that I was prepared to work for. It was the schools I wanted my children to go to. It was the kind of house I wanted to live in. It was the kind of person I wanted to be. It was the kind of social things I wanted to do. It was the kind of achievements on the marketing plan that were important to us. It was a whole host of things that I could look at on a daily basis and connect to in a heartbeat, because when I saw it, I could internalize it and build on it. I also use a journal, and this journal is absolutely just one of the most important things in my life, because you can write down things on a daily basis, things that have inspired you today, you can build upon them. But whatever you do, don't just think by having a goal in your head you're going to achieve it. We know that the mind cannot focus on a non-specific, and that you need to be specific, you need to be committed, you need to be able to feel passionate about it, and then you need to know what you have to do in order to achieve it. And I've just told you what you have to do in order to achieve a goal. It's very, very simple. What I'm saying to you is you need to own your goal. It's not somebody else's dream, it's your dream. You need to own it. Now, when you have a goal, you need to make a plan. It's very important you make a plan. What do you have to do to achieve it? If you're brand new in the room, that's simple. Take that one thing that's important to you and sit down with your sponsor and say, this is what I'm prepared to work for, and ask them to help you draw up a goal. If you're a bit more experienced in the business and you've got something you haven't yet achieved, sit down with somebody above you who can help you and put a new plan in place, a new plan. There's nothing wrong with new plans. But basically what you have to do is you have to create a monthly, daily, weekly plan that's going to make your dream a reality. And if you're really, really on purpose, you have to be passionate about doing what needs to be done on a daily basis in order to get to where you want to be, without missing a day. If you miss a day, you've created a challenge. You can't get back time. If we don't do something today that we know in our heart of hearts we should do, we can't get back the moment. We can't get back time, so do it right now. Prioritize. Do what needs to be done. In August 1993, on the 13th, we registered with Forever. By the end of November, we were managers. By the end of March, we were senior managers. Also, in just 8 months, we qualified for our first ever Super Rally. Now, we're right in the middle of qualification period now for Super Rally 2012. John and I started as assistant supervisors on the 13th of August 1993. So literally just maybe 3 or 4 weeks on from where we are today. So we are all at the same starting point. And we qualified for our first Super Rally by the end of March the following year. So in 8 months. Everybody in this room could do the same, if it's important to you. You see, I was like Sylvia. I wanted to go and experience what she shared with us. I wanted to go to the aloe fields. I wanted to go. I'd never been on a long-haul flight. I'd never been outside of Europe. I'd never been to America. I wanted to go so badly that I would work and work and work to achieve it. By the 3rd of September, one of my proudest goals yet, 1994, exactly 13 months after I joined the business, our 2 youngest sons started private education in one of the top schools in the UK. And to this day, it's still one of my proudest achievements. Why did I achieve it? Because if any of you had known me in that period, you would have known I was all-consumed, passionate. If you think Jayne was passionate, he's nothing compared to where I was. Nothing. I ate it, dreamt it, slept it. It was all over me. I was not going to let this goal slip through my fingertips. I would do anything. And my plan was detailed down to the last bottle of aloe vera gel I had to sell on a daily basis in order to create momentum to get the kids into school. To this day, it's still one of my proudest achievements. And by the end of October, we had level 3 car plan. You could say that we'd had a good first year in Forever, But why did we have a good first year? Because we were so passionate about what we were doing. That's the key. We were completely and utterly passionate about what we were doing. So what then? What happens then? Well, interesting question. Okay, so we had a great year, but we weren't financially secure. We were not top distributors or even near the goal of having complete financial independence. And this is where you need to have a goal beyond a goal. You see, my drive was to get the kids into school, but once I'd achieved it, what now? And I see this happening to a lot of people. Once they've achieved a goal, it's become all-consuming to them. They achieve it, and then what do? They go, huh, how many of you done that? I did it. And I learned now that you never have a goal that's finished. You have a goal beyond a goal, beyond a goal, beyond a goal. Because life is a journey, and it's there. It's there for you to be on that journey. So, it was no longer just about the money. Okay, we needed money, and we had now a good income coming in forever. But now we needed other things. I was educating the children, we got a nice car, we'd achieved on the marketing plan, and we were doing okay. Comfortable. But comfort isn't exciting, is it? Who's comfortable in this room? Comfortable. Comfortable? Excited? No. It's not exciting being comfortable, is it? It's all right, it's a bit boring, really. But then it suddenly hit me in forever. I had one of those moments where I took a moment to reflect on this amazing industry, and it hit me. It hit me that in our industry, there's no glass ceiling. That's what hit me. There's nobody holding me back. There's nobody telling me that I've got to be comfortable. In fact, quite the opposite. What people were beginning to tell me is, where can you go? Where can you take yourself? And I suddenly realized that if I wanted to achieve real greatness, and boy, I wanted it, then I could only do that by helping potential leaders and helping them to achieve all that was important to them and truly leading by example, not from the back, but right up front at the coalface. And then I knew if we could help other people, we could become sapphire, and diamond. And suddenly my passion changed. And I realized that by helping enough other people, that, you know what, we could achieve everything on this marketing plan. I was no longer the issue. It was now all about helping other people, and I had another paradigm shift. Someone once said to me, chase money and money runs. Chase success and money comes. I love that. Chase money and money runs. Chase success and money comes. So now my next passion was to become a student. To really learn how to be the very, very, very best that I could be. Are we on the right slide, Paul? Okay, it was to become the student and be the very, very best that I could be. How was that going to happen? You heard Pastor Jayne say it earlier. My library was as big as his at the same time in my FLP career. I couldn't soak up enough information. I was hungry to learn. I hung around those that had what I didn't yet have. I looked for a mentor. It was all-consuming for me to become a good leader. By April 1996, with Sapphire Managers, wow, we had no idea the impact of that extra 1%. How many of you really understand the marketing plan? Yeah? How many of you would love to be a Sapphire Manager? A few of you. Okay. Sapphire Manager means you get an extra 1% on the marketing plan. Whoopie-woo. I didn't know what that meant, because I don't understand figures or percentages. How exciting, an extra 1%. What does that mean then? And then we got our first Sapphire bonus check. Oh my goodness, that's what it means. Just a few extra thousand a month for doing exactly the same job. I quite like this extra 1%. Where can we go from here? Diamond, Sapphire. Okay, you get another 1% there. Suddenly, the 1% begin to, I understand them. But if you showed me a piece of paper with 1% written on it, it wouldn't mean anything. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when you get paid as a Sapphire Manager, the extra 1%, it's, oh my goodness. Who'd like an extra £3,000 or £4,000 in a month for doing the same thing? Okay, Sapphire Manager, trust me, get there quickly. We'd also gone to our first ever World Rally with Forever Living. We went to Peru and Bolivia. And this is really where something quite monumental happened to me. Another passion was born, and that was travel. It was so exciting to see the world, to experience new cultures and such diversities, and I was hooked, and vowed to myself that I would never, ever miss another World Rally, ever in my life. And up until now, to be on a World Rally, you had to be the #1 distributor. You can see I was passionate about travel. I wasn't going to miss it, hence I was #1. But guys, everybody in this room needs to understand, as of 2013, every one of you in this room is going to get the chance to travel the world with Forever. Not just to America every year. And trust me, America's lovely. And we've been to America 17 times now. And it's wonderful. You go to a different place every year. But how many people would like to go to Brazil next year in 2013? Oh, a bit of passion suddenly. How many of you might like to go to Australia? What about China? What about Malaysia? What about every single year knowing you're going to go on a 5-star trip for up to 9 days, all expenses paid by the company? Who's prepared to work for that then? Because every one of you now can have it, not just the top distributor, every single one of you. And I can't wait to see people on their first ever global trip with Forever Living. It will change you forever. Forever. In 1996, something else also happened in the UK that made all the leaders, and dare I say maybe particularly John and myself, look and think even bigger than we had ever done before. And that was that the UK qualified for profit share. Now, I don't know, I remember at the time not really understanding what the impact of profit share was going to have on the UK. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it would mean. I didn't know how to do it. I think we're on the wrong slide. Oh, no, not yet. No, not yet. No, not yet. Oh. I didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know. In fact, probably like everybody in this room, profit share. How do you do that? All these questions racing around in your head. How many of you think like that with profit share? I still do sometimes. But you know, all these things were going around our head. But suddenly I thought, can't miss it. Here was a new passion. The company were implementing a new incentive that nobody had ever achieved in the UK. And I thought, I cannot miss it. We have to work for it. And basically, over the last few years, some of these pictures are so old. I had such fun looking in the archives. I found pictures of Debbie. I found pictures of Jeff and Sue Firth, of Richard, all of us in the early days. We look so much better now than then, don't you think? We were so young as well. But the thing is, with profit share, just by connecting to it, having a passion to help others in our team to achieve it, it's allowed us every single year to achieve profit share as well. Our first ever profit share check was £12,600. £12,600 as an end-of-year bonus. Who would like that? Who'd like an extra £12,000 at the end of the year, courtesy of Rex, for doing what you should be doing? It was incredible, incredible. Over the years, we've gone on to build a wonderful home, set in its own 45-acre estate. We have a lovely home in the south of France. We've got investment properties. We've educated our children. They're all pretty safe and secure now. We've helped thousands of people around the globe achieve their goals and find their passion. But I think that we've achieved that because of 3 driving forces. And those 3 driving forces are a willingness to work, a great attitude, and an intense desire. A willingness to work, a great attitude, and an intense desire. And the thing is, you can't have one without the other. You can't have a willingness to work and a great attitude but no desire. Because if you don't know what you're working for, you can be the best worker in the world, but you won't know what to do. You can't have a great attitude and a great desire but be lazy. You can't have an intense desire and a willingness to work but a lousy attitude. All 3 have to come together. All three have to come together. And these three fundamentals we share with our team at all times. The sadness is that most people apply these to a job, but they don't apply them to their forever businesses. That's what's really sad. There's no security in a job. There's no lifestyle in a job. There's no freedom in a job. There's no 5-star travel paid for by somebody else. There's none of this in a job. We all need a job at some stage in our lives, but what we should be really working on with passion and these three driving forces is our forever businesses. Remember that. So, passion can energize every aspect of a person's life. And I saw that quite clearly today with Sylvia Chukwemeka. She gave the most amazing presentation today on the rally and what it meant to her. And it took me right back to my very, very first rally to America. I came back a changed person. And I think it was that rally that was the catalyst to us really springboarding forward in our business. Passion is the first step to every achievement. The only way you can achieve anything of significance to you is to really want it. Take a minute to think about something you may have achieved in your life outside of forever. Could it be that you ran a marathon, or you passed your driving test, or you had a child, or you got married, or you won something? Think about something you've achieved outside of forever, and remember how you felt when you were achieving it. Did you achieve it because you were giving it a go, or did you achieve it because you were passionate about it? Passion will increase your willpower to do whatever it takes. And frankly, today, Pastor Jayne, what can I say? I mean, he really sums up this point. Passion will increase your willpower to do whatever it takes. He wanted his girls in that school. He wanted them in that school. He was so passionate about it that failure was not an option. You see, here's the thing. You have to have an inner desire. Because we can motivate you at days like this, but motivation wears off quickly, doesn't it? I mean, the amount of times that people have probably been to an event, and when they go out to that event, they say, that's it, I'm going straight to the top. Straight to the top. Straight to the top. God, next week I'm going to be a triple diamond Jubilee quick Starship Commander. And then Monday morning happens, you make your first phone call, someone says no, and you go, ah! And what happens? Nothing. Nothing. You fall back into old habits.